Next version you starts now.
Action over excuses. The decision that changes everything. She wasn't the strongest, not the most prepared, not the most connected. And if you looked at her life on paper, it didn't point to success. It pointed to struggle. A single mother, 2 jobs, no degree. Every day started early and ended late. Responsibility didn't wait for her to feel ready. Bills didn't pause for her to catch her breath. Life kept moving, whether she kept up or not. At that moment, she had every reason to stay exactly where she was. Every excuse lined up perfectly. No time, no help, no opportunity. And most people would have accepted it. Not because they're weak, but because it's understandable. Because when life stacks the odds against you, quitting feels justified. But something inside her refused to settle. Not loudly, not in some dramatic declaration, just quietly refused. Because deep down, she knew something no one else could see. This wasn't the end of her story. Not unless she decided it was. And one morning, everything changed. It wasn't special. No big moment, no sudden breakthrough. Just her standing in front of the mirror, tired, worn down, but awake enough to tell herself the truth. No one's coming to save me. And that realization, it didn't break her, it built her. Because in that moment, she took ownership, not of her circumstances, but of her future. And that's where the shift began. Because she stopped waiting for the right time, stopped waiting for things to get easier, stopped waiting for permission, and started acting. Small at first, an hour earlier. That was it. One decision. To wake up before the world demanded anything from her. To create time instead of waiting for it. And it wasn't easy. Her body resisted. Her mind pushed back. You need rest. You've done enough. This can wait. Because excuses, they always sound reasonable. Especially when they're true. And hers were. Every single one. But she made another decision. She wouldn't argue with them. She would outwork them. So she got up, tired, unmotivated, but committed. And that hour, it became hers. Her time to build. Her time to grow. Her time to move forward, even if it was just a little. And those small actions, they started stacking. She made the call, the one she had been putting off. She took the risk, even when it felt uncertain. She showed up, even when it was inconvenient, even when it was uncomfortable, even when no one was watching. Because she understood something deeper now. Her life wouldn't change until she did. And change requires action. Not perfect action, not guaranteed action, just action. Consistent, relentless, uncomfortable action. And every excuse she buried, it built something. Not just progress, but identity. Because every time she chose action over excuse, she proved something to herself. I'm not stuck. I'm not limited. I'm building. And that belief, it started to grow, stronger than doubt, stronger than fear, stronger than the version of her that once waited. At that moment, she wasn't just surviving anymore. She was transforming, slowly, quietly, powerfully. Her habits changed, her mindset shifted, her confidence deepened. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. And she was doing, every day, even when it didn't feel like enough, even when progress was invisible, even when life tried to pull her back. She kept going. Because she didn't need perfect, she just needed to move. And over time, that movement created momentum. Momentum created results. And results created a new reality. Not overnight, not instantly, but undeniably. She became someone different, stronger, sharper, more certain. Not because life got easier, but because she stopped making excuses for staying the same. And people noticed. Of course they did. They saw the results, the growth, the change. And they asked her, "How did you do it?" They expected something else, a secret, a shortcut, a moment that changed everything. But she knew the truth. There was no moment, just decisions, daily, consistent, unseen decisions. So she smiled, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it. And she said, "Action over excuses." Because that's what it was. That's what it always is. Not what you have, not where you start, but what you do when every reason tells you not to. And here's the truth. You might not have the perfect situation. You might not have the time, the support, the resources. But you have a choice, right now, to act or to wait, to move or to stay, to build or to explain why you can't. Because excuses, they'll always be there. Valid, convincing, endless. But so is opportunity, if you're willing to act. So the question isn't, can you do it? The question is, will you? Because somewhere, there's a version of you waiting. Not for help, not for permission, but for a decision.